another No Borders government official is whining about the surge of migrants. Mass media jumps the gun on Trump's big announcement. I'll have what it really was in Kristi Leigh's Daily Brief, plus more confirmation the Kennedy assassination narrative was cooked up. And find out why a jab pusher has been converted. Starting today with the border crisis, for those who have long denied it's a problem, they now have to deal with a dose of reality. First, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and now a Denver mayor. Mayor Michael Hancock has declared an emergency over the influx of immigrants it has received, according to Breitbart.
This influx of migrants, the anticipated nature of their arrival, and our current space and staffing challenges have put an immense strain on city resources to the level where they're on the verge of reaching a breaking point.
Denver had declared itself a sanctuary city. Now it's declaring a state of emergency. MSM had a field day with President Trump when they assumed his major announcement was digital trading card NFTs. Here's what it really was.
Join me at Donald Trump's House of Wings. You know our wings will make you happy.
No, not that. The real major announcement.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case.
Trump is promising that if reelected, he will push legislation banning the federal government from censoring the lawful speech of American citizens. He also says he will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. President Trump says the Twitter files have shown that, quote, a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. But a little note about those silly trading cards. The entire NFT collection sold out in a matter of hours and are now worth nearly $600,000, according to Newsweek. Conspiracy to control narratives isn't anything new and may go as far back as what we know about the JFK assassination. Tucker Carlson says a source is revealing CIA involvement.
We spoke to someone who had access to these still hidden CIA documents, a person who was deeply familiar with what they contain. We asked this person directly, did the CIA have a hand in the murder of John F. Kennedy, an American president? And here's the reply we received verbatim. Quote, the answer is yes. I believe they were involved. It's a whole different country from what we thought it was. It's all fake. It's hard to imagine a more jarring response than that. Again, this is not a, quote, conspiracy theorist that we spoke to. Not even close. This is someone with direct knowledge of the information that once again is being withheld from the American public. And the answer we received was unequivocal. Yes, the CIA was involved in the assassination of the president. Now, some people will not be surprised to hear that. They suspected it all along. But no matter how you feel about or what you thought about the Kennedy assassination, pause to consider what this means. It means that within the U.S. government, there are forces wholly beyond democratic control. These forces are more powerful than the elected officials that supposedly oversee them. These forces can affect election outcomes. They can even hide their complicity in the murder of an American president. In other words, they can do pretty much anything they want.
All JFK assassination records were supposed to be released by now, but it was then CIA Director Mike Pompeo who squashed that. Pompeo was invited on Tucker's program but refused. Tucker goes on to point out the term conspiracy theory was popularized at the time of the JFK assassination as people were asking questions. And now you see it everywhere, wielded as a weapon against anyone who asks questions the government doesn't feel like answering. A pro-vaccine cardiologist is urging a ban on mRNA boosters after seeing 70 vaccine-related heart conditions, according to American Faith. Australian cardiologist Dr. Ross Walker says the mRNA shots should have never been mandated in the first place. He says he's seen many people getting reactions, including shortness of breath, heart palpitations, and chest pains. Dr. Walker is calling for a stop on mRNA vaccines, not all vaccines. Governor Ron DeSantis plans to seek a grand jury investigation into possible wrongdoing related to the marketing and promotion of COVID-19 vaccines, which he says turned out to cause more side effects and to be less effective than advertised.
Florida, it is against the law to mislead and to misrepresent, particularly when you're talking about the efficacy of a drug. We see just recently, Florida got $3.2 billion through legal action against those responsible for the opioid crisis. And so it's not like this is something that's unprecedented. So
today's takeaways: so much for being a sanctuary city. Denver has now declared a state of emergency over the surge of immigrants. President Trump's big announcement: he will put an end to the attacks on free speech if elected. Tucker drops possible new intel on the JFK assassination. And if one of the first conspiracy theories turns out to be true, what does that say about all the others? Plus, even more pro-vaccine doctors are calling for an end to the novel mRNA shots. To learn more, be sure to go to AmericanFaith.com and subscribe to our daily newsletter. For American Faith, news you can trust, I'm Kristi.